ladies and gentlemen, all of the above.
That's
they,
right.
them. Today we get to sit down. We had the pleasure of sitting down with Dean, aka EVRLUV. Super cool dude, super nice. We talk about a whole bunch of honestly like pretty like useful for anybody who's, you know, obviously trying to get into music, just like some feedback on things like going to school for it, like, you know, doing coursework and is that for you? Some things he does to get better at, you know, like just making music in general. He drops a bunch of really helpful like one-liners for just advice as a musician in general that he received from a lot of his mentors.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in here where it was just like legitimately good information for people getting into the space. And I think people that are already in the space, I think there's a lot of really good stuff here.
Yeah, I think he dropped a bunch of gems. And it sounds like he's had a pretty good, like, positive support system at various points in an industry where sometimes, you know, like my first thought is like, you know, your parents like, man, you're not going to make money doing music. And just basically him getting practical advice from people like teachers about how to monetize and stuff. So that we do talk about monetization for people who are making music. And it doesn't necessarily have to be directly from music, but from yourself as a creator in general, right? So we go into a lot of that stuff. And then also just some stuff about him, how he got started, some shows he's done, and, you know, things he plans to do in the future. And yeah, I don't know. It was a great conversation, and enjoy. Cool. Like, is this like a collaborative studio that you're in right now? Or?
Oh, yeah. This is a collaborative studio. Me and I think 7 other people, we rent and share this space.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I have Dalton in the back over here. Dalton Camp. He's a videographer, also a musician.
Very cool. Very cool.
Other friend right there, he's Joey Pignatello. He's also a producer. And yeah, it's pretty cool. If you take a little look around, we have a bunch of gear all over the place.
Yeah, dude, that looks awesome.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Yeah, this is like downtown Las Vegas area, literally right across the street from a strip club.
Really?
Of course.
Yeah.
Very Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you from Las Vegas, like the area already, or did you guys move here?
I was born in California and then moved out here like right away. So I pretty much like was, you know, grew up here, went to school out here, the whole 9.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that is pretty close. I know a lot of people that like drive in from California to go to Vegas.
Yeah, and I mean, California is getting weird. So it's been getting weird. So
yeah.
A lot of people are just now migrating here completely.
It's kind of funny. I like wanted to move to California for the longest time, and now I'm kind of just like, I don't know anymore, you know?
Yeah, it got rough. I went to school out there for like a year, so I got to live out there, and I was just like, yo, this place is the Wild West. Like, still.
Like Southern Cali? Or
well, I went to school at Icon Collective.
Okay.
And I was living in Ontario. So that's like a 45-minute drive from Burbank, where the school is located.
Okay.
And I had some part-time work in LA. So it was like literally where I lived was 45 minutes away from everything. So I was just like always in my car.
Yeah, that sounds like LA. Everything I've heard about it has just been like crazy. And even the times that I've gone, like even just traffic is just nuts. Even though the highways are so big, that's what I don't understand.
Highways are like honestly, like they're just like astronomically large. They're so huge, and yet somehow still so crowded.
Yeah,
yeah, and like a 3 mile distance is like a 30-minute like whole episode.
Yeah.
That's it takes so long to like get down the street sometimes.
Wait, so all right, so you're in Vegas, and obviously like EDC Vegas just happened. So I take it, like, did you guys all go? I would imagine that everybody.
So unfortunately, I didn't get to go this year.
Oh no, what happened?
I don't know. I think I just went to the one in October.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was like 5 months ago, like literally.
Yeah.
And, you know, like times are tough. So I was just like, I don't know if I want to spend all this money to go to this one again, but I am going to be going to Hard Summer.
Okay.
And I'm going to, have you ever heard of Knock 2?
I don't think so, actually.
No.
He's an up and coming DJ. He's killing it right now, but he has a show next month that I'm going to go see him out. So I'm still getting my EDM fix on.
Yeah, I mean, those festivals too, like especially like EDC, it's such like, you got to get the ticket, and then you got to figure out a place to stay, and then you got to figure out transportation, and it ends up being so expensive. Like I usually do, if I'm going to do one for a while before COVID, at least, I was doing like maybe one a year, and it was like a big thing. You know, it was like, all right,
Yeah.
because it's like 3-4 days. And a couple of my buddies went last minute, and I was like, I can't do this. I just don't have it. The same thing. It was like, it's too much right now, you know?
Yeah. And that was the thing too. Like I had so many people like, oh, I got tickets. And I'm like, all right, let me buy them. And they're like, oh, never mind.
Dude,
Okay.
that was the other, it was impossible. It was literally like impossible to find. I got lucky because one of my friends like knew somebody that couldn't go, and that was the only way I could get a ticket. But like, it was impossible to find tickets otherwise. Like nobody was selling them. And it's funny, the day after it ended, they started selling tickets for next year's. And
yeah.
Really?
That's their spiel.
Dude, and they
Wow.
sell out. Like they sell out.
They're like,
and then
oh,
people
did you miss out? Well, you can buy it next year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They want to get everybody that's on the, like, you know, everybody that's got FOMO from the one that just happened to just ape into some tickets. And the thing is, dude, is like they sell out and then you could just flip them. I was thinking like, man, you could just flip tickets. Like that's like a thing. People probably.
Yeah, for sure. That's scalping, right? That's like a version of scalping, right?
I guess, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
what it's called. Sounds scummy when you say scalping. Though.
Yeah, I know. If you say flip it sounds really innocent. But if you call it scalping, it sounds really violent.
Yeah.
Scalping seems more sketchier because it's like the dude that's like waiting.
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah. The, like,
Hey, you want to buy some tickets?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who wants it? You slapping the cards like on the Vegas Strip when they're just the dudes slapping the cards. That's kind of.
I remember the one time I did go to Vegas. I had a girlfriend at the time, and we were walking around or whatever. And there was some guy. He was like, "Oh, like you need an escort for the night?" And I was like, "Oh no!" And I was clearly like, I pointed to my girl, and I was like, no, I'm good. And as we walked by, she was in front of me. And as I passed by him, he did like a. He's like, oh, like behind her back kind of thing. I'm like, no, bro, like what's going on here?
Yeah, those guys, I don't know what's their deal or how they get hired or how they even operate that business. It seems,
Yeah, I know, yeah.
but it's legit, apparently.
It's so
It's a
open.
thing.
They're just like
it's
on the
legit,
street, like,
apparently,
yeah,
huh?
this is cool. Everybody's agreed this is okay.
Yeah, is that like the one place? Is it actually legalized there? Like the escorts? Like,
No.
Yeah, it's like
Definitely not. But you know, I mean,
I guess
they
you
make
just
it
set
seem
up a
like it.
camera and it's okay, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
That was like that joke that Family Guy had. Anyway,
Did you guys? Well, actually, so you didn't go to EDC, but you guys played a show out there, right? Like right before it.
Yeah, so Talons, you guys interviewed him a couple.
yeah. I
So
noticed
that's
you
like
guys
my
are.
best friend.
Oh,
Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Yeah.
I seen so much music with the both of you guys collabing.
Yeah. So he got intertwined with the group of people, Kids at Heart Party, which consists of Easley, this other guy named Pierre, this other DJ named Papa Groove. And they just been, I don't know the whole situation, but they just have this thing now every Wednesday, once a month on Wednesdays, like the middle third Wednesday of the month.
Okay.
And so Tyler played the last two shows, and I pulled up, and I'm like looking at this venue, and I'm like, oh man, I want to play here. And he's
Yeah.
like, we got you. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't book myself. I don't try to get booked. I just like almost allow things to happen, especially with Tyler being my friend.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so he helps me out a lot, and he's been like my mentor in a way too. But yeah, like so Money Baby, that's the location. It's at the Virgin Hotel. Every Wednesday night it's called Kids at Heart Party. Or excuse me, one Wednesday out of the month.
One Wednesday. Yeah.
That's
Kids
kinda
at Heart
cool.
Party. Yeah, and I got to open up for Plumpy.
Oh,
Yes,
that's right.
yes,
Okay, that's how
yes.
it all connected.
Lumpy.
Yeah, Plumpy. Great guy.
Yeah.
Jeez. Amazing dude. He I briefly met him like in 2018 because he like stayed at Tyler's house for EDC.
Okay.
But it was just kind of like bye thing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, power of the internet, we started talking and stuff, and just, you know, and he's been very on my team with just being like, yo, you need to start push your music, doing your thing. I'm like, okay, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
If it's a guy like Plumpy telling me that, I'm like, all right, I'm doing something right then. Like, let's keep it going.
Yeah, no, I like that. I mean, the thing is like Yadomir is just like a ball of positive energy and
Such a
encouragement.
nice guy, yeah.
You know, and I'm sure, is he the one that got you on Audio Mac? Because I saw you're a verified artist on there already.
Yeah, he reached out to me. He's just like, "Is your music on Audio Mac?" I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Let's fix this." I'm like,
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting? Audio Mac seems to have, I think because maybe it's on the sort of like newer side of things in terms of like its sort of surge of popularity, is that like I'm seeing a lot of like non A-list super famous artists getting really good exposure on there. Like we interviewed this guy, Lil Nami, and he just dropped a track recently and has already like 100,000 plays or something.
Yeah.
And so Audio Mac, I think, is definitely a really cool avenue to like for untapped potential and to reach people that you might not normally get in the Spotify realm of things.
Yeah, I put out a song called Haha like about a year and a half ago, and on Spotify, SoundCloud, the works. And I think after a year, it's only generated like 5,000 plays.
Yep.
And I don't put too much money into promotion, but yeah, once I put that song on Audio Mac, it's like 7,000 plays within like 2 months.
Yeah. And did they give you like the little awards and stuff, the little plaques every time you reach a certain milestone?
Yeah, I get emails all the time. It's just like, "This is how your track performed this week." And I'm like, sick.
Yeah, cool.
It's cool they give analytics like that. And like, it's a good way to, I don't know, it's a good way to like find new music, I feel like.
Yeah.
I've been finding some very, very interesting music in that one for sure. Like I still go to like SoundCloud and stuff, but like lately I've been really kind of just like falling into like Audio Mac, which is cool because I know Plumpy, he's been, I don't know what he's doing exactly there, but he's, helped promoting it and, it's getting guys like us to start putting our music on there and stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's cool, man.
Did you start out like doing SoundCloud drops or like, what was like the first platform? I would imagine, I feel like a lot of people just because it's free, right?
Well, for like the DJ stuff, for sure. Like under EVRLUV, I've been going off of SoundCloud. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. When I was in like rock and roll bands and stuff, I was MySpace.
Yes. Yes. The good old days of MySpace. Dude, that's hysterical.
That's the best times.
Yeah, right.
You can put a song on your page.
Yeah, someone goes to click on your page, it's just like, like fucking just immediately flames. Maybe that was just me.
No, I had something similar. It was like some Atreyu song or something. I don't know. It's funny.
Probably Becoming the Bull.
Yeah. Just.
Wait a minute. So you used to be in rock bands and stuff.
Yeah.
What? I was gonna ask, like musicianship wise, like what you used to play?
I used to play guitar and sing. Like, the band Code in Cambria?
Yeah.
That's like I have a tattoo of them.
Oh,
like,
wow.
No,
okay.
I'm a huge Code in Cambria fan, and all I wanted to be was Claudio Sanchez. That's all I wanted to be. He was my guy. And I used to just pretty much like prog rock, mellow rock stuff.
All right, so you're just like really good at guitar then. I feel like I don't know a single person who plays prog who isn't like nasty.
Yeah, you kind of have
everyone says that I'm decent, and I'm like, all right, like cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to be expressive and put things out, like
right.
I feel like especially men, like we have this like weird energy in us.
Yeah.
How do you filter it out?
Yeah.
Through cars, through electronics, through video work, through music, through Legos, like whatever it is.
Yeah, Legos.
It has to get out, or you just like turn crazy.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
I was just so driven to be like, I'm gonna be in a band, and then that dream faded.
Right,
dude. It's kind of funny though because I feel like prog, like just because it's so like technical, it translates well to like making electronic music in a way.
Yeah. And that was the thing too. When I was, I'm 29, so. When I was in middle school, I was listening to From First to Last a lot, and I just followed that band, and then like Sonny, turned into Skrillex.
Yep.
And like it was an easy. He was like the almost like the boat to take me to the next island. Because I just followed him, and he had a song called before he did Skrillex, it was just Sonny Moore, and he had a song called Mora. And that's my last name. So I was just like, this guy's speaking.
This is a sign.
My God.
Yeah. So like, he kind of like always kept me open to like electronic music and stuff. But for a long time, I was just like, what is this? Why are you shuffling? Don't do this.
Yeah.
I just thought it was cheesy, cringy. I was like, And then I ended up, because of Tyler, he started DJing, and I would go watch him DJ. And I didn't even think then I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I was just like, I was just supporting him.
Right.
But then as I kept on like, kicking it with him and stuff and just, just following the trends of what my friends were doing, I was like, oh, EDM's cool. So he took me to EDC 2017. And I went there and my mind was blown. I was like, wait, like there's all these girls here, half naked.
Yeah, it is so funny, dude.
DJs are playing each other's songs. Cause I came from like hip hop where it's all just like ego and stuff. And then like rock and roll where it's just very ego driven still, and I'm just like, what? This is the love plur. Like I get it, But yeah, I saw Nightmare play.
Oh, that's a good one.
I remember Tyler was like, oh, dude, this is Heckler's song that he's playing out. And I was like, Heckler? He's like, yeah, we just met him. Like, cause Heckler's from here too.
Oh, wow.
And that like threw me off too. I was like, wait a minute, like a guy that we just met, like, is this being played out right now? Like, it just blew my mind, the possibilities of like, oh, this is possible.
Yeah.
So then so from there, I started like researching Nightmare. And then he was like, oh, I went to the School Icon Collective. And I was like, oh, I'll try that out. And then, or I'll take a look at it. And then it ended up fruitioning. And I ended up being able to go there in 2018.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, that's why I moved to LA and stuff. And then I just like transitioned around 2017 into like full on, like, all right, I'm going to do this EDM, be a DJ thing. Like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
I was going to ask how much, like, do you think the Icon Collective, was that like a really good use of your time? Do you think that was like really helpful, or do you think you maybe could have done it a different way, or like just looking back on it?
I feel like, for every, when it comes to learning, everyone's different, right? Like some people have to like write it down. Some people have to say it out loud. Some people could just look at it and they just retrieve it.
Yeah.
I'm all three. I have to do all three of those things.
Okay.
So like being able to go to school and like dealing with, people that worked on Zed's albums and, they were A&R for Night Bass. And there was guys that like worked with Kendrick Lamar. Like they really broke it down for you. It was like refining your craft type thing. Even if you were like I knew how to make tracks and stuff, but like I just got down to basics of stuff and really like understand like music theory, song arrangement, stuff like that. I had a great time. I had a great experience. If I would say to anybody that would want to think about going to that school, just like, if you feel that you need to learn more hands-on, then go.
Yeah.
But if not, it's all on the internet.
Yeah.
Everything.
Right. Yeah. Right.
If you just look hard and deep, it's all there. Like right now, there's a producer, his name's Twirl Beats. And like Paulina Her, I believe. They have this thing called Forbidden Society. And they pretty much like record people's like Ableton projects. And they show you how they make their songs.
Oh,
so you have like, they had one for Sully, who's a great bass producer. They had one for Leo Tricks, another like great dubstep producer. And you can like really go down, like just kind of watch someone also like learn how to like make, Ableton projects, like visually see it.
Yeah, like step by step.
I still do that. Like even outside of Icon, I still like sign up for those classes and like take a look at them just to like see if I could find new tricks and learn new things.
Yeah. I mean, you always got to be learning,
Yeah, definitely.
And they also like do like feedback sessions. So you can like send in like a track that's not done and they'll tell you like, oh, take this out, fix this, multi-band.
That's really cool, actually. The fact that that's like interactive like that, and you can actually get some, because that's, I feel like one of the more important parts, or of going to school, along with like kind of what you were saying, like it is on the internet, but it's nice. The one thing about like a class is that it's structured and also the information that is like relevant is already identified, right? So they already know like, yeah, you're probably going to need to know how to do this, this, and that. Whereas like you go on the internet, it's kind of like, well, I don't even know what I don't know yet. So where do I even start?
Yeah.
And that's like the one nice thing about like classes. It's like, hey, do these things and you're probably going to get better.
Yeah.
Like I think like, so I like recently took a class on lighting, just for like cinematography. And I remember thinking like, oh, I could probably just look up some YouTube videos. And then I tried and I was like, there's like 30,000 videos, and I'm just like, I don't even understand the basics of light, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was such like a nice thing to have just a lighting course that was just like, instead of a 20-minute video, it was 5-minute short videos about each of the questions I had, structured nicely,
organized.
Yeah. I can always go back to it. I don't have to like, you know, try and go through my YouTube history to see a random video I found, you know?
Yeah.
So I could totally see like what the value in like just like sitting down and someone like showing you how to do something. So that's cool, man.
Yeah. It was a very eye-opening experience though. It shows you're not the only one trying to get it.
Yeah.
And they teach you a lot about that stuff. They teach you about like one big thing for like, you know, as a producer, it's like, all right, like how are you going to make money? Like clearly people are not making money off of music.
Yeah.
So how are you going to make money? And one of the teachers said to me that really sticks with me to this day is what can you make how can you make the intangible music tangible for someone to get to buy from you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and not you know, you don't have to sell everything, but it's like how does someone take home what they just saw or what they heard?
Right.
You know,
that's
so
very
a lot
valuable.
of it, you know, and when it comes to like social media and stuff, it's like, what is it? So like I got into painting. I was doing like pour painting stuff and I was like selling paintings. I wasn't even like really DJing or anything, but I was like using that as a guide to like to show like, oh, I do that. I do like iPad work too and like Procreate. I do like crazy pictures and stuff.
Ooh,
and like
that's good to know.
Like I sell that stuff. It's like a part of like the EVRLUV brand, but I don't try to like force it down people's throat or be like, buy this.
Yeah.
Maybe at one point, if like, you know, start doing really well, but it's like a way to be able to captivate people. So they teach you stuff like that, like, which is like, I don't think you could learn, you know, off YouTube and stuff. Because
That's
you're like, oh, be a DJ, just get booked, and it's like, how?
that's actually super.
I don't even know how to get booked, but I get booked. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
like,
it's as easy as writing a super catchy song. Just write a catchy song and you're good,
dude. Just be famous. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I mean, like, but it's true though, because like that's like very. I feel like that's very good advice, at least, especially from like a school, because you know a lot of the times like you go to university and like they'll teach you a lot of theory and stuff, but not practical applications or like what matters. And like whenever I'm showing somebody how to do something, whether it's related to engineering, it's like what is the end? Like what is like the practical aspect of this? Like why would you actually like what are you going to be dealing with on a regular basis? And like probably the biggest problem, especially if you're starting out, right, is like you need to make money, and there's a bunch of ways to monetize. And until you're like super big, you're not going to be making money off of streaming. So it's like, you know, I think that's really cool that you were doing like painting and stuff, because I don't know, it's like art is art, right? And I feel like if somebody sees that and it's tied to, you know, like a musician, you know, you're going to blow up one day and people are going to be like, shit, I bought this guy's painting. And like, you know, it's like whatever, 1 of 10. But actually that leads me into, and you just gave me an interesting thought here, was that we had, I actually don't remember which artist it was, but talk about, it might have been,
was it Akira?
No.
Well, I don't know what you're bringing up. So
yeah.
I have to hear that part first and then help you out here.
We had a guy basically talk to us about an NFT project he was involved in.
Oh, that was DeBo.
I know who. Yeah, DeBo. Okay, so do you know DeBo though, right?
I've heard of DeBo. DeBo's great. Yeah.
So he released or participated in an NFT release. And I think it was like a audio visual type thing. It was pretty cool. But I don't know. Have you like looked into anything like that? It's kind of a weird thing to jump on right now, but
Yeah, I have on my Instagram, like on my what's it called, like campsite, like what is it called? It's like the link that shows you all the links that you provide.
It's how we get to your OnlyFans, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So I have like 3 or 4 NFTs I posted like a year and a half ago, and they're there. So if anybody wants to buy them now.
Get them while they're hot.
Get them while they're hot.
It's like optical illusion stuff that I created just for like that set. Cause I know like NFTs, like they're always like kind of like, they're like a GIF, right? They like move a little bit.
You can do, yeah.
I mean, you can do pictures and stuff too. But yeah, mine's like kind of an optical illusion. So if you look into it, you're like, whoa. But I did create that. I just didn't like associate it with any music. I know there's like a couple websites. I can't think of the names off the top, but they do provide like a service where you can upload a song and you can say like, you know, $3,000, whatever that is in NFTs, and the artist will get 10% of that. So you can buy the song, buy the whole royalty of it, or not the royalty, the master file of it, have that for yourself, but the artist still gets like 10% of that.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah, I think that might have been what DeBo was talking about. Or did he just like, because he released, it was like an audio visual, some sort of combo that like when he dropped the song, they could buy the master file like he's talking about. And then like, I think it also just came with the unique visual thing. Yeah. You know what else I've been hearing with music and sort of this sort of weird like crypto space is what's his name from what's his name from that thing? Fucking
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. There was that rap competition show on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking. Rhythm and Flow.
Rhythm and Flow. And then it was that guy who's
Flawless.
Flawless. Thank you. He came out with Jesus. I don't know how you did that. So Flawless, this guy from this kind of reality show, but it was really cool. I don't know if did you ever watch Rhythm and Flow?
No, I haven't.
Okay. It's pretty cool. I would say like the first 3 episodes are probably the weakest. And then as soon as they start whittling down the competition to like the final group, it becomes increasingly cool. They have them like make a music video, do an artist feature, like all live performance stuff too. So it gets really cool. But anyway, so one of the contestants, Flawless, he just released a song as an NFT and allowed fans to buy the song. And now everyone owns the song, a piece of the song. So whatever streaming sales the song gets, they also get a piece of, which I thought was very interesting because he said, let's cut out the investors. I'm going to look at the fans and you're going to become the investors. And every dime you give me, I'll put into promotion of the song. And then everyone gets a piece of the pie when it's all said and good. That seems really interesting to me.
I feel like that's where the music industry will lead to at one point, because like with the record labels kind of having a stronghold of just everything, you know, power in the people, you know, power to the people, you know, it's, you know, if someone really cares about you and cares about your music and your art, you know, they're going to want to invest in it. So if you can like guarantee that this money's not going to go to, you know, country clubs or whatever that these CEOs are doing, like, it's like, yo, I'm putting this back in so you can get more.
Right.
Like, as a fan, I'm like down. Like I do that for Cody and Cambria. Like anytime they put out a box set for their albums and stuff, buying it. You know?
Oh, that's cool.
It's funny. I agree. Like with like stuff like that, like there's certain, you know, because I stream all my music, but there's definitely certain artists where like I'll buy the CD because I'm just like, all right, like I kind of want this guy to just get money or something because, you know, it's like something I consume on a regular basis. Like I would like to support that person.
Yeah. Like kind of like when I go to a live show, I know a lot of bands and artists typically make the bulk of their income off of like live show sales stuff, like, you know, t-shirts and merch and shit. So like I'll usually go to like the band that I like the most and I'll buy their, you know, their tour shirt or something like that.
Which they appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me a little bit. So you've been doing like live shows and stuff a lot recently, right? Now that like things are opening back up and whatnot, you've been doing a lot more DJing and all that sort of stuff.
So so after Icon, I came back to Vegas in 2019, like the end of 2019. And I had to go through like a leadership program. It was like a deal with my mom. She was like, hey, you can come back here and live here, but you have to do this thing. And I was like, all right, like, free rent for sure. And that was very eye-opening and taught me a lot about myself. And that took a lot of my time up until 2020. And then COVID.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like, I think like all of us, we just all got depressed and sat in our rooms and ate everything we saw and watched Tiger King or whatever show. And then near the, you know, as things were kind of like slowly opening up and people were becoming a little bit more at ease, like I started like DJing little like house parties for like 10, 15 people. So I did like 3 of those. And then in 2021, I even wrote it down. I played my first show with my name on a flyer on May 26th last year.
Oh, wow.
So that was like my first like legit show I like played. Like I played at Commonwealth, which is in Vegas. There's you have the Strip.
Yep.
There's kind of like the old Strip. I wouldn't consider it that, but we kind of do. It's Fremont Street.
Okay.
So Fremont Street has Commonwealth, Disco Pussy. I think there's what else there is there? There's the Griffin. There's this new venue called We All Scream. And so there's like a bunch of places for us to play at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to play at Commonwealth, and then I opened up for Buy Low.
Nice. I was gonna say was that a Disco Pussy thing?
Yeah, that was a Disco Pussy.
I thought I saw.
And we got to hang out with him and shit too. He was a great guy. I love that guy.
That's awesome.
And then in August of last year, I got like a little residency at the Griffin, which is like this kind of cool, like you walk in and it's like very dungeony. Looks like Harry Potter, like a Harry Potter. But if you keep on walking all the way back past the bathrooms, there's another bar, dance floor section. And that's where they have the DJs at. So I was DJing there every Friday for like 3 months. And
awesome. Wow.
I was paying my dues there for sure.
Yeah.
And then got to open up for Tyler Talons a few more times. And then, this last show with Plumpy was like a full on like year, like go around of me just playing like all these shows. So it's been pretty brand new because I've always been in like a band setting. So at least like I had 3 other people supporting me, helping me out.
Yeah.
So this stuff was like very like nerve wracking for a little bit. It still is, but I've been able to play what I want to play, which is cool because when I was playing at the Griffin, like, it was a lot of like house stuff I was playing because a lot of it was touristy. People would just kind of walk in, and just check it out. If it was good, they'd stay. So that's how I read the room. I was like, just making sure they stay.
Yeah. Can't get too aggressive with it.
If it was getting too slow down, I'd just crank it up to like 150 trap stuff. And then if it was getting too crazy, I'd bring it back down to house. So I got to learn how to do all that during those times, which is cool. I'm pretty grateful to have that little 3-month extravaganza, I like to call it.
Yeah,
that's good.
It was hectic because like it was like going like every Friday. I was just like, I gotta get a set ready. Gotta go.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, do you prep those in advance, like the set? Like, so do you build it like you build a set in advance, or like a mix or something, or like you just kind of on the fly?
Yeah, I for this last show I played, I definitely prepped that one. I had like a whole like note list and stuff because I just wanted to. I want the vibe to continue on, especially from the opener. Like I'm not supposed to be too showboaty, but I still want to like show people what's up.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to allow people to filter in, so I don't want to scare them off. So I played a very like mellow set, but still pretty like I got to play some cool bangers and stuff. But yeah, for like the Griffin stuff that I was doing like every week, I was just like showing up with a bunch of songs, just like, all right, here we go. Let's sing it.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, I prep stuff now. Like, but if I ever get like some sort of like deal like that again at a club, I'll probably just like start showing up. I'm like, all right, we're good. Let's go.
Yeah, there you go. I feel like in a way, sometimes being a DJ is almost like being a stand-up comic in the sense of like room reading. So do you think now, I mean, I'm sure the answer is yes, but I'm curious a little bit in more detail. Your ability to read a room, obviously you said you played one of your first shows. I think it was last year with your actual name on a poster.
Yeah.
Between then and the show that you played recently with Plumpy, how's sort of been like your gauge of room reading?
Definitely gotten better.
Right.
And also too, like I've been very like adamant about like staying up with what's going on. And also too, I've been very adamant about trying to get songs played out that haven't been played out or going to get played out. I don't know why I do that. I probably shouldn't do that. I don't know. I just do it. And I sometimes I get good responses. I don't really get bad responses, so or people are just not saying it or lying to me. I don't know.
Yeah, that can definitely happen. It depends on the crowd you're dealing with, right? Or the person you're talking to, anyway.
Yeah, and I always try to like remind myself too. It's like, all right, I'm a DJ. I'm supposed to show people music, new music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like I feel like if like that set that I just the Money Baby show I just played, there was like I probably had like a handful of songs there that just came out like the week before that I was.
Oh shit! Okay.
You know, because I feel like if I showed up to that show and I heard some crazy stuff, I'd be like, yo, this is sick.
Yeah, like what is this? Yeah.
What is this? Who is this? Like, is this the guy to keep on hearing new music like this? Like, so I try to create that promise too, like for my sets. But also too, I'll play like do it.
I was gonna say like it's true though. Like you want to like show, basically like show your stuff, right? And like put people onto your stuff and new music. And then, you got all those every now and then you throw one in that people like they can sing along to or whatever. And it kind of like, there's always that one song you're like, all right, everybody knows this song. And then everybody's, fucked up in the crowd and like they hear something they know and they're like, yeah. But then you go right back into, putting them on, right? Cause like, I agree. I like to hear like what the dude who's playing the show. If I don't know him, I'm like, well, I want to hear his songs.
Yeah, his songs or like, stuff that I've just simply never heard before. Yeah. If you're playing stuff that literally came out a week before, there's a really big chance I've never heard it. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's definitely really cool. That's a cool way to think about doing a set is like, as much as you're there to make sure everyone's having a great time, it's also like introducing people to new experiences at the same time.
Yeah, because that's what all this has provided for me. Because I remember being at EDC and just like hearing like the craziest shit. And I was just like, who is that? What is that?
Yeah.
So that same experience I'm trying to provide too, however I can. And I mean, like one day though, I'm going to play out a Cody and Cambria track. Like, that's what I promised to people.
Yeah.
So
dude, you have to.
Yeah. Hopefully it's at like, like EDC or something. Cause I'm trying to like be like, hey, like this is, there's other stuff beyond what we listen to too,
Yeah.
So,
do you think if you were to do like a Coheed and Cambria thing, you would play the song as it was or some sort of like drum and bass remix or trap remix or house remix of a Coheed and Cambria song?
I probably play like Blood Red Summer as it is, like the second half. Cause there's like a huge acapella part. Yeah. And I'll just see who knows it, who doesn't. They'll just be super quiet. I'm like, all right, that was for me, guys. Let's change it up. It was someone always told me too, I forgot who was the DJ, but they said you have to give the crowd 2 and then you take 1.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Give them 2 that you like and then you take 1 for yourself.
It's true.
That's pretty cool. I actually like that. And I guess it's kind of nice because it like, I'm sure like you can tell if people aren't feeling it, it's pretty like you can switch gears, Yeah.
And I mean, like, especially when I played it at the Griffin, which like there was no stage. I'm like right here with people,
Oh, wow.
So like if I see people standing still like sardines, I'm like, oh, we got to change. Like, it's just, you have to instantly change it.
Yeah.
Because if not, literally you just see people just walk out.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, there was a few times where I was like getting close to that. And I'm like, oh, stay, please.
Come on. I got a banger. Hold up. It's like in a lab, like cooking.
Pretty much. It feels like, I always say it's like you get behind a boat, and then once you press play, you're just like, all right, like don't hit a rock, don't hit this. Like,
it's true. Cause you're kind of in it, like you can't just like shut it off for a second and gather yourself. There's got to be music playing the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I love. And like, I had a old guitar teacher. His name was Martin Seeley. He's probably dead by now. He was a phenomenal guitarist. He like sawed down his like whole right hand from a motorcycle accident.
Oh my god!
But he was like, God still wanted me to play guitar for him because he like still had a nub to hold a pick and he still had these hands.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
But he would like lose his mind on me if I would like play something and I would start from the beginning. He was just like, just keep going. No one notices. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So I kind of like, I've always had that mindset of just like, keep performing, keep going. Cause like once you press play, like you said, like you can't stop.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
that's like honestly the most invigorating part of like I think performance in general.
Yeah.
And that's what I love but fear the most is like, all right, like once you press play, like you got to keep it going, man. Like
Yeah, the
it is
show
kind
must
of
go on.
It's kind of a cool feeling though. I agree. It's like, I mean, it's almost like public speaking, you know, it's like you get all nervous and then you start it and you're like, well, I'm in it now, so I might as well do it. You know,
Yeah.
like there's no turning back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I love that feeling. Like, it's just like, it's uncomfortable, but you're like, all right, we got to do this. We're here. We're doing it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of funny how like you can, you know, the night before you have a performance or something, you kind of have this like, I think I'm ready for it, but you know, just kind of like anticipation of the moment. But yeah, dude. So what do you got coming up? You got anything like you're looking forward to? Anything like any either live gigs, new tracks, any
so I don't got any gigs booked at the moment,
okay.
which is cool because I'm like not stressed right now.
Yeah. As we were just talking about, right?
Yeah. But I do have a bunch of tracks I'm working on right now. I'm kind of a slow releaser. I'm one of those guys.
Yep.
I just take my time with stuff. I just want to give the best product to people.
Right.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. The cool thing about this last show though, with the Plumpy, he recommended that he'd remix one of our songs that we sent to him before he showed up to the show.
Oh, cool.
So I have this track that I've been working on for like about 6-8 months now. And I sing too. So like I'll sing, do the whole autotune, Skrillex, cut them up, all that stuff in my music. So I just sent him the vocal line of that song. And he like made it into this crazy drum and bass song. And
that sounds like Plumpy, dude.
Yeah. At the end of the set, he played it. And I had a very, very visceral moment. Because I was like in the crowd and I was like just listening to my voice.
That's
like,
so cool.
Hovering over all like this whole room full of people. And I was like, okay, like I need to really put out stuff now. Like I need to like get this going because it sounds good. You know, like my voice sounds, I don't have to worry about like whatever I'm like in my head about. But I got like a handful of tracks right now. I'm going to be probably releasing in the next coming months. So keep your ears open.
Yeah,
dude, that's awesome. Of course, dude. He threw you on the set. That's awesome,
dude. That really must have been crazy.
Yeah, it was very heartwarming because you know I feel like as musicians and producers, DJs, whatever have you, like you just want to see some sort of like reciprocation or just like being noticed.
Yeah,
and EVRLUV, like even that name, like I don't know. I had it in a lyric from an old song like a long time ago. And I was like, well, I do love this, and I want to, I'm forever about this music stuff because it makes me feel good. I don't really do it for people. I do it for me, my sanity, my like whole being. And I think like Plumpy, like that, especially in his like caliber, being able to like trust in me and like believe in my musical talents and stuff. It's like, oh, like I am doing something right. And then like, and with talents too, like him just being on my side and like that dude put Ableton on my computer, he like he taught me so much stuff. Like he taught me how to DJ, like he like I have these people that are just guiding me. So I'm like, I can't not so much like I'll fail myself, but I really fail these guys and I don't want to do that. So now I'm just like, all right, like even this podcast, like Plumpy was like, hey, like I want to get you on this. I'm like, okay, like,
sure,
let's go. Like anything, because again, it's like I'm getting this like reciprocation now. And I'm like, all right, I got to stop being a baby. Just like start working on things, putting things out. Yeah. But luckily too, like whatever I'm doing is working because I still booking gigs. Not even like, I'm not hitting people up on emails every day. I'm not doing any of that, but I get these cool shows.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, dude. I mean, you're here for a reason, Yeah.
And I'm just trying to show up and just be ready and be positive and pull through.
Yeah, that's the best way to be, man. It's like I've been saying recently, because sometimes, I got like a friend or two here and there that like, they'll just like constantly talk down about themselves. I'm like, bro, the whole world is ready to do that for you. Don't be also rooting against yourself. At least be the one person in your life that's rooting for you constantly. You know, there's no need. And so it's cool to hear that you're like that, man. And I think because of that, you'll probably see a lot of like opportunities coming to you because you have this positive energy about it and you're willing to put in the work. You know, sometimes you'll get that positive energy, but then they're not also doing things. You know what I mean? Like someone will be like, oh yes, I love life and I'm very positive, but then they just kind of sit at home and don't do anything. So it's like, you know, so you got to do both, you know?
Yeah. I truly believe in the, I don't know, you know, technology, everything distracts us. It's like, if all that was gone, like, what would you do with yourself?
Yeah.
And it's like, are you going to keep yourself busy or are you going to like just sit around and rot and die, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. I want to like, I'd start throwing rocks at each other to make a sound, to make a song if I had to, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I think, I think a lot of people would do that too, though, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember when I was in school too, like they said something to me about like making an income off of music. And I'm not trying to be all like money about this stuff,
Dude,
but
it's very relevant though. Like I like that you're talking about it.
Yeah. Perspective is one of the teachers told me is like, there's 8 billion people on this planet. You only need 10,000 of them to invest in you.
Yeah.
Like statistically, it's super possible.
Yeah.
That's a pretty supportive teacher. You know, I feel like, like, you know, you don't see a lot, especially with like music career. It's like, you never know. You know what I mean? Like that's like pretty cool.
Yeah. The entertainment business. It's tough.
The same guy also told me, he's like, you have a bunch of ideas, but you don't have any songs. And I was like, oh God.
Damn it.
But like it's like one of those like, hey, like just fix your shit, dude. Like you got it. You got it. Like
it's actually a funny point because I have a friend who writes a bunch of choruses to songs, but he never finishes the whole song. He'll write banger after banger.
Amazing singer too.
Yeah, an amazing singer, amazing talent. And he writes super catchy choruses, but he can't finish a song to save his life. And it's been like that for like, Jesus Christ, like fucking 7 years. This kid will write literally like 20 choruses a year, but can't just finish it out. I'm like, dude, just finish the fucking song. Please, just do something. When you're making stuff, what's sort of your roadblock typically that you have to sort of like address as an artist that you're like, oh, okay, like I'm really talented at, for example, my buddy, we'll take him as an example. I'm really talented at making choruses, but I struggle at connecting the choruses together with verses. Do you have sort of any sort of like struggles or challenges as an artist like that?
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I feel like I'm one of those guys that will pick at it until it becomes nothing. So I have so many goddamn songs in my hard drive, completely done. But they sound so different from when they started that I kind of like lost interest in them.
Got it.
So I feel like that's my problem. But lately, like these tracks I've been working on right now, it's like been like 2 month, 3 month like time I've been spending on them. And these are the ones I really love because I'm coming at them with a different approach. Cause I'm like, all right, like this is the idea. I'm not changing it from here. This is, you know, like we have to stick on this right here, you know?
Yeah.
Like now too, like since I'm DJing more, like that's the beauty about it too. I've been able to play out some of these demos like to people and I just watched their reaction. And I'm like, all right, they didn't like that one. I'm like, all right, that probably could have sounded a little bit better.
Right.
Like, all right, they love that one. Like that one's going now, you know? So that's a cool thing too, where I'm at with like, I'm still like in the beginning process of what I'm doing is I get to try out a lot of my like music I am working on.
Yeah. So, it's cool to be able to kind of like workshop it like that. Like you can go out and like get feedback, like, you know, quickly. Like you said, you were going every Friday. I'm sure, you know, you'd throw a song together and you're like, all right, well, I can like find out if this is going to in a good spot this week, you know, like this Friday, I'm going to go to a show. I'm going to throw it out there. I feel like that's really valuable because like, especially if you said, you know, like you like to, you know, like almost like I'm kind of the same way, like paralysis by analysis type thing where I'm like, you know, I kind of hyper critique all the shit that I make too. I'm like, well, this could be better, blah, blah, blah. But it's good to kind of just like get a rep in and then it's like, all right, let's get feedback. Let's get more feedback. You know what I mean? You can tweak something. You ever like tweak a song, like play a song, you know, on a Friday at a show and then go back, tweak it a little, play it again the next week?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's pretty cool. It's so interesting.
That's the best, like you said, workshop kind of like personal workshop you're doing.
Yeah. I think it's really easy to, like Adam mentioned with the paralysis by analysis, get caught up in over analyzing some things where we kind of like hate what we're doing by the end of it. For me,
Yeah.
it's like I take photos, I've been doing videos and, sort of like acting stuff. And sometimes by the end of the edit, I'm like, I hate everything. I hate it all. And I have to literally like put it aside, wait a day or two, then come back and be like, oh, okay, that thing I was hyper obsessing about, you can't even notice it, or it doesn't even matter, and it's like, sometimes you gotta like take yourself out of the editing chair and put yourself back in the audience chair just to like allow yourself to have a perspective about it that's not like where it was and where it is and just what it is, which is really tough to do.
And that's the thing I kind of learned too is like say like your homie that does the choruses and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So if he makes, like a really catchy melody, records it and then bounces it and then listens to it for the whole week until his next session. And then he goes and tries to work on that same song. Your mind is already like mentally like glued to how it sounds at that moment. So if you try to like mess with it anymore, your mind starts battling with you.
Yeah. Demoitis.
Yeah. Exactly. So like, that's the thing too. I try to make things and I'm like, all right, cool. Turn it off. Turn it off and close laptop, go do something else. Next day, pull it up. All right, cool. Like I try not to bounce tracks like too often. If I get, too excited, I'll bounce it out and like send it to my friends and shit. But nothing like too crazy that I'll like, but I've gotten caught up in that where I'll like listen to things forever and ever and ever. And then I'm like, all right, let's fix it. And I'm like, it doesn't sound good now because your mind's so it's so like glued to the unmixed version of it,
Yeah.
So it's what's up?
Oh, and you can finish what you were gonna say. I'm sorry, it's the Zoom thing kind of.
I got you. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's just one of those things you have to kind of battle or just figure out. Like, I know some people are great at it, like Plumpy, dude. That guy just a wizard.
Dude, I remember when I interviewed him for the first time. He was one of our first interviews on Audio Mac, and he when he talks about like how he makes songs, he'll be like, yeah, I just make a song and I'll just put it out. I'll just drop it. Like, don't even think about it. I'm like, that's wild, dude, because like it's a lot of confidence to just like make a song in a week and just be like, yep, there's an album, it's just some serious, like crazy stuff.
And like personally too, like I feel like I'll probably get there by the end of this year or next year.
Yeah.
Just because I've been so adamant about working and like, like I think Tyler brought this up too. Like we have day jobs,
Yeah.
So it's like, we have to battle. We have to, work-life balance stuff too. And, I feel like I have a really cool gig right now. I work at a dispensary, just doing inventory work.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just audit all day long. It's great.
Wow.
And all my coworkers, they all love EDM music. So we all just like bump tracks in the back.
Dude, that's awesome.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah. I'm super grateful for it. It's not the highest paying job, but it gets me by. It gives me time too, to like, like come here and work on music until, 10 and then go home, wake up, go there for 8 hours, then get off, work on, so it's nothing too rigorous. So I have that. And that's where I feel like I'm just like, all right, if I just stick with this like formula that I have right now, like just keep it going. Cause again, too, like starting this whole DJ producer thing, like, I wasn't too sure how to like, even put music out or make music at one point. Like at one point I had a bunch of like acoustic, or like rock and roll songs just in my head.
Right.
And I was just trying to shift through that and make sure it all comes out well. So it's like I carry these songs like children in a way. And I'm just like, all right, I just want you all to be like independent and like get out there.
Yeah.
But
like that analogy.
Also too, like as a parent, you have to be, if you're going to put your child out into the world, like how does your child's going to represent you as a parent? Like, are you a good parent? Like, so this EVRLUV guy, whoever this is, like has to show up to be able to put out good music, good children,
For sure.
For
Right.
people all right, cool. So I'm just working towards, kind of where Plumpy's at right now, where I could just be like, yep, it's good. Here you go.
Yeah.
It's true because you like that, and that's the thing where it's like, in the beginning stages, right? Like all that stuff takes longer because you're like, all right, well, I know. Like, what you need to do, but the speed at which you do it isn't there yet. And then at some point it's going to be like, I know exactly what I need to do. And you do it in like an hour and you're like, all right, well, that's done. Like, because he sat in our living room and just like made a song. And
oh, yeah, that's right. I brought out like an acoustic guitar and I played like 3 or 4 chords and he just like recorded it shittily on his laptop and then like made it a little song. And I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Yeah, that was fun.
And that's the thing too, like, I make beats every day. Like I make like one beat like once a day.
Right.
But I don't save it all the time. Like
Yeah.
most of the time I don't. Like I'll make full on like 16 bar, like almost finished songs. And I'm just like, all right, delete. Just
wow.
like,
just for the
yeah.
reps.
Damn. Well,
Just
it's
for the
good.
reps.
It's good practice, right? One time it's going to hit, right? That's 365 beats,
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I think I learned from like a Dead Mouse, like he does. He like full on made this beautiful like trance song. And it was just like, delete.
Oh my God,
Wow.
dude.
Wow.
But like, it's like, you kind of have to do that, It's kind of have to like, as well as you send some children out, you kind of have to like stop them, and just be like, all right, you're not going out ever.
Yeah.
Like, you're
yeah.
Go to your room.
Go to your room.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's true. Like, and I'm sure like you're Dead Mouse, and like you make a song that's amazing and you're like delete because you're just going to make another one the next day. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's, you do it enough times. I feel like it speeds up every time because you already know up front, like what's going to be like things you've seen before. Like, all right, well, I'm going to have to overcome this or I'm going to have to tweak this or whatever, like you kind of you build that up. So, but I mean, it sounds like, so you say you work at a dispensary too, but you still like you're still DJing though, right? Like you said, like every,
I think when he was doing the Griffin, that was last year that it was
Okay, yeah,
consistent.
that's
It was
right,
like
that's
a
right.
3-month period back then. But I
Yeah.
think-
Right now, it's just like, I'm just kind of open. I'm just open to get booked right now. I don't really turn down too many shows.
Mm.
I do. There's a couple promoters out here. They'll just like call me at, be like, hey, can you fill in this spot? I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do all that. Like, it's like, because if, the thing about Vegas, it's small. So you're going to hear who pays well and who doesn't.
yeah,
So, and I'm not trying to do this for free because I put a lot of effort into this. And
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I did the free stuff when I was in rock bands and shit, and
Yeah.
like even the Griffin, like I didn't make a whole bunch of money, but like I paid my dues with that place.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful again, but like there's you have to like, kind of like fight your battles with certain things. And like right now I'm just like not trying to just play to play. Like I'm trying to like play to like represent something, like
Yeah.
represent
Right.
the artist that's headlining like well,
Yeah.
or like whatever, like the kids at Heart Party. It just has such a cool aesthetic, has a cool way of promoting themselves.
Yeah.
I truly appreciate that it does make you feel like you're a kid again in a club, but it doesn't feel like a club, because like I haven't been to too many clubs out here, but from what I hear, it's very like, don't stand there, move over here. Like, are you buying a bottle? Get out of my face. Like, it's
Yeah.
very
Oh,
crazy.
wow. Okay.
But the kids at Heart Party, it's just like, there's a dance floor.
Yeah.
Get a
dance.
beer.
Yeah.
It's very true to the name.
Yeah.
This is a great lineup right now. Like, so I want to participate in stuff like that
Yeah.
rather than just be like, I'm available. Like, I'm not
Right.
trying to do. So, because again, like I have a job. I have family things to deal with. I want to spend time with my friends. I need to spend time with making music.
Yeah.
So just to like show up and play for just some random thing. I'm just like, I'll pick and choose.
Yeah,
I'll do
well,
it.
it
definitely.
is it's your time. It's you as an artist representing yourself. Like you want to be like choosy about how you want to spend your time because you could
Yeah.
be spending your time making other songs if you wanted.
Yeah.
And instead of playing just like a gig because you feel obligated to play a gig, not because you actually
Yeah.
want to do it.
Yeah, and that's like the unfortunate thing for like a lot of people when I tell them I am a DJ. Because they're like, oh, can you DJ this 70s party we're gonna have? And I'm like, no,
not that kind of DJ.
no. And they're like, we'll pay you. And I'm like, don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not doing that. It sounds like a lot of time and effort that I don't have right now.
Yeah.
So I was like, if you want like an EDM bass house trap thing, I got you. But doing some like quinceañera or like wedding and stuff, I'm just like,
Hey, we got this bar mitzvah for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I might DJ bar mitzvahs. I heard those are lit.
Yeah, they pay well.
They actually can be pretty lucrative.
Dude, that's actually funny. I went to like a Russian Jewish math school for middle school, and so I went to like 14 bar mitzvahs.
Oh, wait, but you
Nice.
did?
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
actually-
sweet actually.
I
They're
thought it was
crazy.
just, I always knew it as like a math school. I didn't know the other part of that. I
Yeah,
didn't know you'd been
everybody
to
was-
so many bar mitzvahs, dude.
Dude, so many bar mitzvahs. I mean, everybody was like, most of the people at the school were Jewish, and
Oh, wow, that's funny.
so
Huh.
yeah, it was cool.
Where are you guys from?
So we live, right now, we're in Connecticut, but both of us are from originally Massachusetts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Have you ever been out here?
I've never been on the East Coast.
Ever? Really?
Wow.
Not
Okay.
even like Florida or New York or.
Oh,
Wow.
I've been to Seattle, Washington, Oregon, Portland, Oregon,
Nice.
all up and down California.
Very west. Couldn't get
yeah.
less east than that.
Yeah. Arizona is probably the farthest I've gotten.
Oh my god, dude.
Or Utah, whichever. I don't even know my geography. And then
Yeah.
I've been to Mexico a handful of times. And yeah, that's my geographical
Dude,
stance.
yeah, well, you definitely have to check out the East Coast one of these days. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Oh yeah, I want to travel the world, but I'm like, how am I gonna do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a DJ. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, especially I feel like maybe not so much nowadays, but I feel like DJs for a long time were so much more popular in like Europe and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like especially house music. Like I feel like we were so behind in like listening to house music. I don't know what it was. Just growing up,
Yeah.
it didn't really seem like it was even a thing in America. And then like, which I'm sure it was, but like I don't really, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like it's whenever I heard house music, I instantly thought like, oh, like Europeans, like Germany. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice that it's really like starting to, it definitely is taken off in the US. I think the other part of it too, maybe, is that we were too young for it potentially. And the technology wasn't super there yet either.
That's true.
Like
We
a lot,
kinda-
like it was, there was always turntables and stuff like that. But now everything is like a lot more like geared towards DJs. Like there's engineers and whole companies like making like specifically DJ equipment that's all modernized and
yeah,
shit.
that's true.
Yeah. Like what's it called? Like the CDJs that you use to DJ, they've upgraded now. They're like 3000s or something.
Yeah.
And like being in Vegas, we're very like what's it called? We're just super lucky to have like, we're the capital of entertainment world, especially
Yeah.
with this whole DJ stuff right now.
Yeah.
So like I pull up to Money Baby and I know how to use those things. You
Right.
know? And there's a couple other DJs that are like, wait, what do I do? And I'm like, gotta press this, do that, do this. I don't know how I'm telling you how to do this because I barely know what I'm doing. I was
Yeah.
like, you got this, you know?
It's a huge part of it,
There's
dude.
There's a group of artists out on the East Coast, like Baltimore area, I think. They're called like, the group's like, it's called Partica Artist Group.
Okay.
Main guys, I think, is Run It and Gurf. Those guys make some crazy trap music.
Mm.
I really like them. They're awesome. I actually got like a lesson from Run It like a while back.
Oh, no.
Super cool dude. Just, you know, kind of one thing he told me was just like, take more chances with your music. I'm like, all right, cool. But they're in Baltimore, and every show I see them posting on social media and stuff, it looks like this room with a couple of PA speakers, and that's it.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, dude, we are so blessed to be out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
The venues I've gotten to play within a year is like I feel like most people don't get to do that ever.
For sure,
Yeah.
dude. Like I'm even thinking like out here, like your most popular places to play are going to be like all at the casinos, like Scorpion or not Scorpion Bar, like Avalon or
Maybe even like, I don't even know, Xfinity. Like, is that
Yeah, but
guess.
I'm thinking more like clubs.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
like you have your Avalon, you have your
Shrine.
Shrine would be another place to play out here.
The casinos, basically, right? Like we got like Foxwoods and Mohegan Sun. They're like huge casinos. Actually, Foxwoods is technically the biggest casino in the country.
Yeah, well, that's kind of crazy, dude. We are 18 minutes from that, and I say 18 because it's not even 20 minutes.
Dude, yeah, I mean, it's huge. You could literally get lost. I mean, we parked in the wrong garage because
it took us like 25 minutes to walk across to the other section that we were trying to go. It's actually pretty cool.
That's what, so in Vegas, back in the day, the casinos, how they worked before, I think Wynn came in. I could be wrong about all this, but casinos used to be very specific. Like if you went to one casino, it'd be just buffets only. Like that's where you go to eat. And then the next casino down would be movies and theaters. And then the next casino would be bowling alleys and stuff. So I think it might have been Wynn. I could have been someone completely different.
Fact checked him. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they brought everything to be like a little city. That's how you have all these casinos that have everything now. Like you don't like, if you go to the Cosmo, you don't ever have to leave the Cosmo.
Yeah.
You can just stay there. There's the Chelsea's in there. There's a shopping place in there. There's like a awesome buffet in there. Like everything's in there.
I feel like it makes sense, like from a business perspective, right?
Just give them everything.
Yeah.
Actually,
but imagine back in the day, it was just like homies helping out homies, and now it's like, nah, you come here, you stay here.
Yeah.
So like, what would be like? What's like an example of like your favorite venue? Like, what kind of style like venue do you like?
Oh, like a most ideal conditions kind of a thing.
So like Disco Pussy is really, really cool.
And has a funny name.
It has a great name. The funny thing about the name is Vegas won't allow them to put that like name on their building. So when you go down Fremont, you just see like this like colorful, like it's like a little like Mexican bar that you can go to. I forgot, it's Lucky Days.
Mm-hmm.
And then like right next to it is this black building. And then right next to that is like this restaurant. Yeah. So it's just, you see all these like colorful little venues and there's just one black building. So you go in there and it's so dark. Your eyes have to like adjust to it. But once you're adjusted, it has this like crazy like tentacle light thing over the bar, the main bar in the middle. And yeah, again, dude, like they don't like harass you about buying bottles. They don't harass you about where you have to stand. Very chill, great sound system, cool LED lights. To me, that's all it takes. It's just somewhere dark, cool LED lights, great sound system, decent drinks. Like that's that, I'm game. I like Disco Pussy a lot. That's like the most ideal place. I would love to play there as many times as I can.
That's awesome. Sweet.
Money Baby too, though. Money Baby has some crazy, like I don't know what it's called, like
lasers.
They have these chandeliers. These like like mechanical chandeliers that like groove with the music. Like
what?
Like when I first walked in, I talked to the visual guy, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fix your logo." And like I was just sitting there for like 10 minutes, and he was just showing me my logo with like all these crazy effects. I'm like, you're putting this up there when I'm up there? And he's like, yeah, I got you, bro. And I'm like, what?
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So I was like playing and I'd be like looking up, like, this is sick. Like, really cool.
That's awesome. Well, dude, we're coming up on about an hour here. I figured maybe before we sign off, if there's anything else you'd like to kind of like bring up, mention, allude to, anything that you maybe didn't get to talk about that you wanted to.
Plug your Instagram handle.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, EVRLUV Music, EVRLUV MUSIC. You can follow me on Twitter, same name. And yeah, just keep your eyes and ears peeled. I'll be releasing music. My name is still EVRLUV on Spotify and Audio Mac and SoundCloud, so you can reach me there. Yeah, and that's another thing too. If any listeners want to like just DM me, talk to me, so more than welcome to send me, shoot me a message. But yeah, appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah, dude, the time flies too. It's like I know we could probably keep going for another hour, but it's like it's crazy how fast it just goes by. You don't even notice it. So it was really great to meet you, man. You're a super cool dude. I'm sure we'll hear more from you soon. And yeah, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, dude, I had a blast. It was good to meet you. And yeah, I can't wait to hear some more music, man.
Yeah, hopefully we'll meet in the real life.
Yeah, for sure.
We definitely we do have to come out to Vegas at some point. Just we've been interviewing so many people that are actually out there. So honestly, it's just like, you know, just makes sense.
Yeah, if you ever do, hit up me or Tyler. You know, we're out here. So
definitely, dude. We'll come see a show.
Yo, that guy in the background is jamming.
I love that these guys have just been
getting it.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, dude. Man. Have a good one.
I appreciate y'all.
See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to Bone Apple Tea. If you like the show, please give us a follow, like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is. Tell your friends about it. And oh yeah, make sure to follow us on Instagram. That's Bone Apple TV, BoneAppleTeav on Instagram. Thanks so much.